Kadence just released a massive update in the Kadence Blocks, and this is in the 3.0 version. If you don't know Kadence Blocks, this is a blocks plugin that you can use within WordPress. Install it and start using different blocks within your WordPress website. And in this video, I want to take you through some of the features that I found exciting that I think you too should check out. Alright, so in case we never come across Kadence, Kadence is a theme for WordPress. At the same time, they also developed a blocks plugin, which is Kadence Blocks. And in this case, they made a massive update to the Kadence Blocks. In fact, if you check out the video I've linked up here in the card or in the description of this video, I showed you how you can create a fully functional blog using the Kadence theme and the Kadence Blocks. I want also to mention that they didn't add any other new blocks in these updates, but the changes that were made were basically focused on the core structure, the settings, the editor, and the user interface of this blocks plugin. But just to take you through a few features that I found exciting, one is the fact that they have kind of rebuilt this plugin or this blocks plugin, that aside, but also to improve the performance and the experience of the user while using the blocks plugin. They have also added a new interface for the block settings. They've been organized into sections, like for example, the general, the style, and the advanced. So in this case, if you want to go to do the general settings for the blocks, you come over here to general, then you do the general settings, and under the style option, you can go ahead and do your settings for the colors, the border radiuses, and for the advanced section, that's where you can go and do other settings like the margin and the padding section. Now this here is for the button block, but it also applies for all the other blocks that are in the Kadence Blocks. The other feature that I really found exciting is right over here, which is the visual padding. I remember when I had just started building websites, it was really hard for me to differentiate between padding and the margins. Now, what Kadence just did is basically to solve that issue by making it visual, so that when you start adding padding, you basically have a visual preview of what is happening on the screen as you do it, which is pretty awesome. Thank you, Kadence. The other improvement that has been done is to the row, or call it the container in this case. I find it interesting that they have made it that you can navigate or move the containers to different sections within the row layout, just like you see over right here. Now, this actually makes building using Gutenberg a lot more easier, especially for people who have zero or little experience. The other one is the type text in the advanced text block. So if you have that advanced text block, you can actually go ahead and use the typed text feature, which has just been added in the 3.0 update. I see this is under the advanced option of the advanced heading widget. The other really interesting one is the variables for settings. For designers, sometimes they're confused on where to use the m's, the rems, and all those measurements. But now Kadence is saying that leave the burden to us. Let's give you this feature that you just simply have to select between the sizing, in this case, whether small, whether medium, whether large or extra large, and they will take care of the rest. And I find that this is really an interesting feature that makes your workflow a little bit more easier and faster. And before I close, I want to mention that the copy and paste styles now have been added to all the other blocks in Kadence. Yes, that's really interesting, because now this is going to make our design life faster and easier. So right now you can always have this option to copy the style from one block, paste it to another block, provided they are of the same feature, and you are good to go. Just imagine an experience like in the Elementor page builder. That's now available right in Gutenberg. So if you're worried about crashing your website when you start updating, yes, that may happen, but there are two things that you have to know about this. First of all, the new update is actually backward compatible. That means that your current site and design will keep running as it is, even if you update to the newer version of the Kadence Blocks. However, it is of good practice that you make a backup of your website, or even have your website on a test environment. So right now, for example, I'm using InstaWP to create instant staging sites, and you can just launch a test site for free using InstaWP, and then you'll be able to test out a couple of things on your website and the new update of the Kadence Blocks, and make sure that everything is nice and neat before you actually have it running on your live website. On the other hand, if you make some new changes on your website and you don't see them being reflected, you can try to delete your cache. So this can be either on the server side or it can be on your local machine. So just make sure that you clear up any kind of cache that you have on your website to make sure that you are able to see the new updates or changes that you have made. And maybe before we close the video, I want to mention that in the coming update, which is going to be 3.1 for Kadence Blocks, they are going to be releasing new blocks to be added to the blocks plugin. So for example, they are going to add an advanced form block, a progress bar block that is coming in 3.1. They'll add a new design library, and then also the Kadence Blocks Pro, and all these other new updates that will be coming through going forward. Anyway, that's it all from me regarding this update. Please let me know what your thoughts are about the new Kadence Blocks update, especially when it comes to the experience is now more improved and better for users just like you and me. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good time and goodbye.